Hey everybody, Poppin' Fresh here, back with a week 4 team builder of Season 3 of the VBL-S. This week is against James Dalton Bell and the Cincinnati Minccinos. I hope I spelled Mincino right. I know I misspelled Cincinnati the first time, so it wouldn't be a shocker. So let's get going, let's look through the stuff I got set up, and we'll talk about what I did for the team. So, starting off like I always do, I took a look at his team, and let's just kind of go through it. So we have Naganadel, Thunderous, Lopunny, Arcanine, Uxie, Blastoise, Aegislash, Pangoro, Monwile, Shiinotic, and Avalugg. Forgot to put the speed tiers on here this time, but it ranges from Naganadel, I think like 121, all the way down to Avalugg at 28. So again, another team that kind of spans the whole variety of speed tiers that are available to it. So what do I think I'm probably going to be facing? I imagine there's 4 that probably have to come, and that was kind of reinforced when I did some mock battles with KC yesterday. So I think that Thunderous is probably the #1 must come. It was first pick of the entire draft, which I thought it would be last season, but I ended up nabbing it. So Thunderous, why do I think he's going to bring it? It is a pretty good answer to Gunzi, and I think every week so far he's run Thunderous with Prankster in a supportive role, but I think this is probably the week where he brings it with Defiant, and that's because of the fact that Porygonzi's strongest move, Max Strike, is going to be dropping its speed and giving it pretty much a free Sword Stance. And it also is going to deter me from running Intimidate on Hitmontop. He has a lot of reasons why I shouldn't bring Hitmontop this week, but it's a strong mon. It doesn't need, and given how fast it is, it doesn't need Prankster to do annoying support stuff to my team. Arcanine, I believe, will come. It's a really important support. It's, I think, the only, well, I guess Naganadel gets Snarl. I didn't know that. It's the fastest bulky mon on his team that can get Snarl, which is very good against my team. I have a bevy of special attackers that really don't like having their special attack dropped. I don't think his Arcanine is going to be Intimidate this week. I don't have anything that can really be intimidated, besides maybe Hitmontop, but I'm probably not going to run an attacking Hitmontop. It's typically more of a supportive role. And Regirock has that nice clear body, so no need to Intimidate. Might as well run Flash Fire or something, maybe soak up a Will-O-Wisp. Blastoise, I think, will come. It's a good Regirock answer. Well, it might be his only Regirock answer, to be honest. It gets Fake Out to stop stuff if I don't have Psychic Terrain up, which probably will not be the case very often, but if it's a lead and I don't lead Indeedee and he leads Blastoise, he gets a free Fake Out right away. And I also think he'll bring, probably, specifically, I think he'll bring a special weakness policy Aegislash. I think that's due to the fact that Regirock has a stupid 200 base defense, so you don't want to waste your time trying to beat it down with physical moves. And also, I do have the threat of Hitmontop, so it would, if he thinks that I am going to bring it and would bring Intimidate, he would rather run Special because Aegislash can viably do both, especially now that it has Steel Beam for ridiculously strong steel damage and max moves. And for the last 2 slots, I think I might be facing Naganadel. It's fast, it has potential Snowball, but it has some weaknesses against my team with my Psychic Terrain and Expanding Force spam. Uxie is good, or Uxie. I always say it Uxie, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. It has Trick Room and Yawn support, which is nice. Pangoro, it has really good stabs against my team, but it's kind of slow. And I don't. If he brings it with Arcanine, it could be for beat up stuff, which could be kind of rough to deal with. But who knows? I really don't see Pangoro coming. But watch, it's gonna show up now and sweep me tomorrow. And Avalugg, it's been a pretty good wand for him. It's kind of been like his pet favorite. I think he's brought it every week. It's really good with the Oblivious, Oblivious, Prankster, Swagger stuff. And he can't be intimidated, so definitely a big threat. And Ice is a super good offensive type, and it has all the bulk it needs to be a great. It's like baby Glastrier, honestly. Kind of does the same thing. But overall, his team is relatively balanced. He doesn't have any bad combos. I don't see 2 mons here that I can easily take down. They all play together pretty well. Only other things to note, he only has Uxie for Trick Room, and Uxie is pretty fast, so it doesn't work too well in Trick Room. It would set up and kind of switch out. Icy Wind is only really from Blastoise, and he could run Electro Web on Thunderous, which would be kind of cool. Can't use Prankster Thunder Wave because of Psychic Terrain. Blah, blah, blah. He has no redirection besides Ally Switch, but he does have plenty of ways to put me to sleep with, I'm going to keep saying Uxie, Blastoise, and Shiinotic, and with Arcanine and Wisp. So, moving on, who am I going to be bringing? I'm going to be bringing these guys right here. This week we have Indeedee, Slurpuff, Regirock, Porygon-Z, a Rangaroo, and Dustin. So pretty similar to last week. I think swap out Persian and Circuitry for Slurf and Gunzi. So let's get into it. So breaking it down, I think Dustin is the first mon I added this week to my team because he has a very strong Trick Room option, and even though Avalug's not the best against my team, like Regirock can probably dunk on it one-on-one, it can still do a lot to the other mons if I don't bring Regirock or if something bad happens to it. So I want to stop him from setting up Trick Room, so that's what Dustin is here for. He has a good amount of physical bulk invested into him with a Cassib Berry, which is the Ghost Resist one, with Poltergeist, Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, and Haze. Poltergeist for damage, Taunt to stop Trick Room stuff, assuming Uxie doesn't have Mental Herb, which he's brought Mental Herb Uxie every single week, I think. Will-O-Wisp to stop Avalug, to get a nice burn on it. And Haze, which I found at Mox is actually pretty useful for removing my own Snarl drops and also reducing his weakness policy and Defiant boosts. We have Min Speed here. It underspeeds Aegislash, which is pretty important. And it has, with the berry, it can always live a, a Max Phantasm from Aegislash, but it actually has a slight chance to die from the Steel Spike coming off of Steel Beam, which is 150 base power, so hopefully he doesn't try that and get a 6.3% chance to Oko me. That'd be really sad. My Poltergeist has a guaranteed 2-hit KO on Uxie with max defense, which is probably going to show up this week because I have Dustin. What else to say about this guy? If I'm able to fake out Uxie and taunt it, have it eat the Mental Herb, I can do that, or I can fake out it and Poltergeist it for a guaranteed 2-hit KO and prevent Trick Room that way. Up next we have Indeedee, and I have little Dave Chappelle up here. Oh, son of a bitch, this is wrong. I have the Rangaroo stuff up here. So imagine that says Indeedee. Wait, what happened here, man? Hold up, one sec. Okay, I'm back. So this is a weird Indeedee. It has a Maranga Berry because I want to run Psychic Seed on it, but I can't because someone else on the team has that. So this is here to take a Snarl, get my special defense boosted so I can take many more and live forever. We have Follow Me, Expanding Force, Protect, and Fake Out, which is kind of cool. I think it might work. If he leads Uxie, I can fake out Uxie because it's not on the Psychic Terrain because it has Levitate. So I can sneak in there, stop the Trick Room on the first turn, taunt it to remove the herb, or just smack it with Poltergeist and have a good time. I originally had a Focus Sash on this, but it has so much HP it doesn't die in one hit, and even if it were to go down to the Sash, it would just die from a Snarl on that same turn thanks to Arcanine or something like that, so I really didn't think it was necessary to bring Focus Sash. So I'm going to try out the Maranga Berry, see how it works, and Fake Out will hopefully catch Uxie off guard. Oops. Slurpuff. I'm bringing a purely supportive Slurpuff this week with Psychic Seed and Unburden, like I did the first week. It'd be the fastest thing imaginable. It's so fast, man. Max HP, the rest into Special Defense, Speed, and a little bit into regular defense. Speed is just outspeed everything once it has the Unburden boost. The Special Defense is there to survive a Steel Beam from a max special attack Aegislash with the light screen up. It has a guaranteed 2-hit KO. I think it might even live that with like a Life Orb, maybe? I think it might live that with a Life Orb too. And I survive a max Airstream from Thundurus, assuming it's Life Orb and has not gotten any Defiant boosts yet. I have Cotton Spore to slow everything down, which I can finally bring and not miss a 95% accurate String Shot because he doesn't have any grass types, so that's cool. Dazzling Gleam for damage, Light Screen to help myself from his special Onslaught, and Fake Tears to help out the rest of our team. Gunzi is who the Fake Tears are to help out. So we have Gunzi with a White Herb this time, which I think is the first time I've ever run an item on Gunzi that is not Life Orb. So we have Adaptability, Max Special Attack, Modest, and just enough speed to outspeed a Max Speed Blastoise. I believe that is not Timid Max Speed Blastoise. With Hyper Beam, Tri-Attack, Dark Pulse, and Protect. Dark Pulse is there for Aegislash. Hyper Beam is there to kill things when I'm Dynamaxed. Tri-Attack is there to kill things when I'm not Dynamaxed. And also just have a move that I can hit with 100% accuracy when I'm not Dynamaxed. My Max Strike can always 2-hit KO a Arcanine, even if it's a Soul Vest, which is wacky. And that gives me the opportunity to slow it down and hit it again so it can't Snarl me again, because I will still have my special attack intact after the first Snarl. No defensive calcs, I don't really care. This thing should hopefully be protected by Indeedee or Light Screen or something like that. Next we have a Rangaroo, another. I had a lot of fun last week with my fast, generous Rangaroo giving Regirock the Scarf, so I'm doing it again. Pretty much same moveset as last week: Bulldoze, Expanding Force, Trick, and Instruct. I had Yawn instead of Expanding Force because I was really worried about Guzzlord last week, but there's no Guzzlord, so I don't care, so I can spam Expanding Force again. I have... Oh, this set is outdated too, but this has enough speed to outspeed Thunderous with Choice Scarf. It hits 181, which is 2 points faster. I can use Bulldoze to trigger the fifth or the sixth member of my team, and then do Trick and Instruct if things go kind of haywire. And the last member of the team, you know him, you love him, you love to watch him miss rock slides. It's Regirock. So this is again weakness policy Regirock, a little faster this time, and this is to outspeed a max speed timid Naganadel after Bulldoze and given the Choice Scarf. We have Rockslide, Stomping Tantrum, and Thunder Punch. Running Protect this week because it proved invaluable in mocks, because the best way to shut down this Regirock is with Will-O-Wisp, because I can't drop it with Intimidate. So the only option on his team to do that, to burn it, is either a Will-O-Wisp from Arcanine or a Scald Burn from, what's that thing called? Blastoise. So taking a look at these calcs here, we have a lot of damage. I can Oko a Aegislash in shield form if it's max HP, no defense. If it's not Dynamax, if it does Dynamax, it's a guaranteed 2 KO with max Quake. Rockfall does a shit ton of damage to Dynamax Avalugg. Again, it will kill it if it's not Dynamaxed. And that's even with Avalugg's stupidly... Like, Avalugg's really bulky, but Regirock's even bulkier. So, it's such a cool mod. And then outside of Dynamax, we have Rockslide that guaranteed 2 KOs Naganadel, guaranteed Okos an offensive Thunderous, and guaranteed Okos a 252 HP, 0 defense Arcanine, which is probably what he might bring, something like that. Maybe even less HP, because, what do you call it? He would need some speed to outspeed poor Gunzi and Indeedee and stuff. In terms of defense, obviously, Regirock doesn't need any physical investment ever, unless you're doing body press, which might show up sometime. But a weakness policy, max attack, +2, max Quake from Avalugg, it has a 89% chance to 2-hit KO. It's not that strong. It's so cool, man. And then we have a special Aegislash, max Steel Spike, guaranteed 2-hit KO from Dynamaxed, and that's off of Steel Beam, so that's 150 base power, which is crazy. And the strongest physical attack Thunderous can pull off is a non-Dynamax superpower against me, which, again, even if I'm not Dynamaxed, it has a 9% chance to 2-hit KO me, and you're going to be losing attacks, so you're not 2-hit KOing me. So Regirock is, again, a very potent threat, and hopefully performs this week as well as it did in the mocks. So, game plans. I actually kind of filled this out, and I'm able to do this because I did some mocks with Casey the other day. So game 1, I want to lead Dust Noir and Indeedee, and I want this to get the Frisk off to see what he's bringing and see where the items are that I need to play around. And I can work to prevent Trick Room if he brings it. If Avalugg shows up, you burn it. And if something else shows up, it's kind of just a matter of being annoying and dealing out damage and trying to get him in an unfavorable position by taunting Arcanine so I can bring in... I guess in this first game plan... Oh, I know, I bring PZ in the back, so... Wait, no, I don't bring Regirock in this person. So essentially just kind of slowing down the team, dealing chip damage, and then being able to bring in poor Gunzi and Slurpuff in the back to start debuffing the team with Slurpuff and destroying everything with Max Strike. Game 2, I'm going to lead a Rockguru because it's fun. And if this is the situation which that made me put Protect on Regirock, if he leads Fake Out with Will-O-Wisp, I can Protect Regirock turn 1 while he fakes out a Rangaroo because he saw what I did last week. You see those two lead, he's probably going to predict that I'll be doing more fast, annoying shit. And then he will probably try to go for Will-O-Wisp and a Fake Out so I can Protect, just keep clicking Bulldoze, and then I'll eventually hit it and proc my policy and start going really fast. And I do not need to Dynamax Regirock. I'm saying that right here, right now, because I didn't need to do it in the mocks. I don't need to do it in the game. I can bring PZ in the back as my max threat. And assuming it goes to a game 3, I'll just lead whichever game of the first 2 that I want. So that is the team builder. Tried to speed it up a little bit. I tend to ramble, and that's no fun for anybody. So I will see you guys in the game. I want to, again, give a shout out to KC for being an incredible player and a great helper and a very, very nice dude and swell guy all around. So that is that. I will see you guys in the game.